Students at university are often required to produce assignments in a wide variety of genres. A study by Sheena Gardner and Hilary Nazy in 2013 found that of all assignment types that university students were required to write, the academic essay was by far the most common, accounting for 43% of all assignments produced. Being able to write an essay that is clear, concise, and well-structured is a central part of university life for most students. In this video, we are going to consider the overall structure of an essay. Later on, we will break the essay into smaller pieces to look at some of the parts more closely. So, what does an essay actually look like? A standard academic essay is usually structured as follows. An introductory paragraph where you introduce the topic of your essay. Body paragraphs where you present your arguments and evidence. And a concluding paragraph where you summarize your key points. Each of these three sections has its own purpose, so let's look at what each one contains. First, let's look at the introductory paragraph. Introductions generally open with some background information about the topic that gives some context to what will be discussed. These first few sentences often discuss why the topic of the essay is an important one and why the essay is worth reading. This is followed by what is called a thesis statement, which outlines the purpose of the essay or the question that the essay is trying to answer. Lastly, the introductory paragraph will finish by outlining the thesis map, which briefly tells the reader the main arguments that are going to be presented in the essay that follows. A strong introduction tells the reader what is going to be talked about and why the essay is worth reading. After the introduction, there will be a series of body paragraphs. The body paragraphs allow the writer to explain the support for their thesis statement in more detail. Each body paragraph should contain an argument, in which the writer states why the thesis statement should be believed. Supporting evidence, which refers to the work that others have done in the field. And a summary, or recommendation, that pulls the presented evidence together to present the argument in more detail. The body paragraphs act like a lawyer presenting their case in court. They present evidence that attempts to convince the hearers that their argument is worth supporting. The information presented in the body paragraphs is then summarized in the concluding paragraph. The conclusion clearly states the writer's stance or opinions about the thesis statement, and summarizes the arguments and evidence presented throughout the essay. The conclusion does not make any new argument or present new evidence. It ties the essay together by reflecting back on what has already been said. By completing the activities in this module, you should have a better idea about how to formulate an academic argument and how to support and defend your argument for better academic writing.